नमो महापदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय विष्णुचैतन्याय पंचतत्परात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तमुखस्वरूपं तत्परतां नमामि भक्तसंस्कृतं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु सप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुंदरी प्रणमामि देवी लीलाचन्द्रासाय विद्याय परमात्मने श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। श्री जगन्नाथ लीलाद्रि त्रिपुररत्नहे काल ब्रह्म घन श्याम प्रसीद पुरुषोत्तम प्रफुल्ल पुंडरीकाक्ष लवणामृतटामृत कोटिगोदरमां पायिन नाना भोगपुरन्दर नीजाधर सुधादायि दण्ड प्रसादित सुभद्रालालनव्यग्र रामानुज नमस्ते गुण्डिचा रथयात्रादि महोत्सव विवर्धनं भक्तवत्सलं तुलसीकामकमण्डलम् उग्रं वीरमहाविष्णुं दमनं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं ऋषभं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भक्तिरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। श्रीमद्भागवतम फर्स्ट कैंटो चैप्टर 3 श्लोका नंबर 10। पंचमः कपिलो नाम सिद्धेशः कालविप्लुतम् प्रोवाच श्रये सांख्यम् तत्त्वग्रामाभिनिर्णय। पंचमः कपिलो नाम सिद्धेश कालविप्लुतम् प्रवाचा सुरये सांख्यम् तत्त्वग्रामविनिर्णयम्। षष्ठम् अत्रेरपत्यत्वम् मृतः प्राप्तो न सूयया आन्वीक्षिकी मलर्काय प्रह्लादादिभ्य ऊचिवान्। Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, the Lation of Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The fifth incarnation, named Lord Kapila, is foremost among perfect beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements of metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana, Asuri Brahmana. For in course of time, this knowledge has been lost. Purport by His Divine Grace.
Yes.
The sum total of the creative elements is 24 in all. Each and every one of them is explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of the material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, which is said herein to be the fifth in the line of incarnations. Text 11, translation. The sixth incarnation of the Purusa was the son of the sage Atri. He was born from the womb of Anusuyas, who prayed for an incarnation, spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahlada and others, Yadu, Hayhaya, etc. Purport. The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri and Anusuya. The history of birth of Dattatreya as an incarnation of the Lord is mentioned in Brahmanda Purana, in connection with the story of the devoted wife. It is said that Anusuya, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before the Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva as follows: My lords, if you are pleased with me, and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessings, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul, and especially instructed Alarkas, Prahlada, Yadu, Hayhaya, etc. So all the different 24 incarnations, important incarnations are explained here. And at the end, it is said that Avatara Visankheyaha Hare Sattva Vide Bija Yatha Vidasnaha Kulya Sarasa Syu Sahasrasa. O Brahmanas, the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. Then it is said that Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakalam Loke Vridayanti Yuge Yuge. Then it is said that all the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on the planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the theists. But we have a new information today also. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who had compiled or written the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, and whatever is written in Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, in order to prove, he has written another book. Actually, he has written 3 books regarding the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. One is the Mahatmya part, the glories part, and the another part is the Navadvip of Bhavataranga. Wherever Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was going to the different holy places of Navadvip Mandal. So he was having different type of bhavas in his mind. A lot of thoughts were coming in his mind. Suppose he went to, say, Narasimhapalli. So there, some thoughts came to his mind, transcendental thoughts. So, whatever thoughts came into mind while going all over the Navadip Mandala, so he wrote a small book that is called Navadipa Bhava Taranga. Then in order to substantiate whatever he has said in Navadip Mahatmya, he wrote another book, he compiled actually another book, the proofs actually. Otherwise, suppose if we say the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God, okay, we understand because Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling it, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling it, because Sri Rupa Goswami is telling it. For us that is enough. But for common people, those who have no idea about Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all these previous acharyas we have, why should they believe? So the one thing they believe is the Shastra. If Shastra says so, then they will consider. So similarly, whatever Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written in Navadip Dham Mahatmya, in order to substantiate his writings, he has written the Pramana Khanda. And in the Pramana Khanda, he has quoted so many scriptures. Purana, Mahabharata, Vedas, and especially he has quoted from Ananda Samhita. In different places, the proofs he has got from different shastras are very limited. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 slokas maximum from one book. But from Ananda Samhita, he has quoted chapter after chapter. At least 5, 6 chapters are readily available. Unfortunately, all these books are not available nowadays. I found a book in Orissa. It's a very voluminous book, big one. It is called Gauranga Bhagavat. It is written in Navakshari Chanda. And I found about 50 to 60, or even more than that, pages. That is the translation of, you can say the translation of Ananda Samhita there. You see. So that means Ananda Samhita was also popular in Orissa, at least before 200, 250 years before, because that book was written about 200 years back. Maybe he was contemporary to Bhaktivinoda Thakur or whatever it is. And at least that influence was there. You see. So now, I have come to know about this book, although this book was not available before, but by the Namhanta has published actually this book, Navadip Dham Mahatmya, and they have included all the other 2 parts also in that. So, and I have heard from Guru Maharaj one time in Radhashtami, and he was telling that how Radharani created the Navadip Dham. Navadip Dham is not created by Krishna. It is created by Radharani. And then I was very much inspired. Then I wanted to read more about that. And I wrote a drama also at our Bhaktivedanta National School in English. They enacted that. So then more and more I read, it was very interesting. And when devotees they hear it, they really release it. So here the new information is that although in Bhagavatam it is said that Krishna is the source of all incarnation. Ete cham sakala punso Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakalam Loke Prayanti Yuge Yuge. But here we will come to know that the same Lord Krishna, in the beginning of the creation, he was in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. You see, later that they became Krishna. I mean, it is very difficult to say when he became Krishna and when he became God. They are eternal. It is the original personality of Godhead. And as we have heard, that Gola Vrindavan has got two chambers. In one chamber, Radha, Krishna, Gopa, Gopis, everyone they have their lila. And in another chamber, Gauranga Mahaprabhu and his associates, they are performing their pastimes with their devotees. So one time what happened, so I wanted to actually speak because this is what I like to speak. So I was asking Mataji, please, because when I came to know that our dear Anukulya Keshav Prabhu invited me to give a class, so I thought, what should I speak? So that day when I was speaking on Srivas Thakur in Srivas Sangha, so devotees were very much, they were releasing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I thought that, here the Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu's devotees will be interested to hear about Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Ram. So I took the permission from Anukulya Keshav Prabhu and very mercifully our dear Prabhu has given me the permission to say something about this Ananda Samvida, where the glories of Navadip Dham and Gauranga Mahaprabhu is described. So with your kind permission of all of you, then I would like to start. So one day, looks like Lord Shiva was reading a book. And while he was reading the book, he became very, very influenced, becoming ecstatic. And then he was chanting loudly, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Parvati heard this. What is going on? I have never heard before. My husband, Lord Shiva, has ever chanted the name of Gauranga. All the time I hear chanting the name of Vishnu, Rama, Krishna, Hari, and she has advised me, Rama Rameti Rameti, Rama Nama Varanane, Sahasra Nama Tuttaryam Rama Nama Varanane. So what is this? Then what is he reading? And he is so much influenced by this book. So carefully she was looking at the book, maybe she saw the cover page, and it was written Ananda Samhita. Then Parvati is asking, she couldn't actually control her desire to inquire. And she is telling, Parvati Vasa, Ovasa Krishna Chaitanya Kimba Tatcharitam Subham Ananta Samhita Kava Katham Kena Prakasita. Oh my dear husband, please tell me who is Krishna Chaitanya? And what is his pastime? What is his lila? What is his significance, importance? And this book you are reading, I could see that this is Ananta Samhita. And when, how, and by whom it was actually brought. So please tell me. And she is also telling, Vishnur Vividhanamani Sukani Tava Vachadaha Tava Bhakradaha Gauranga Krishna Chaitanya Padapi Prakasito. I've heard the different names of Vishnu from your lotus mouth, but I have never heard Gauranga Krishna Chaitanya. So I am hearing for the first time. So then what you are doing that, you are reading this book. See, Lord Shiva has got five heads, right? Panchalana. So one is on the upper level, and another is on the lower level. 4, and then another one 5, the upper one. So he is reading that book on the upper mouth. Like that. So Dadharo Ardhamukhe Kasman Namid Sarva Mangalam, and you are chanting the glory, you are chanting the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu on the upper mouth. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. And you are reading this book. So please tell me about this. You want to hear also? So now Mahadev became very, very happy. Oh, Devhagyam Tavasaila Putri Radha Samantvam Vijagada Vishnu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Katha Sukante Yogya Sri Krishna Rapida Deha Buddhi. You are so fortunate, my dear daughter of the mountain. That is why Krishna, Vishnu loves you so much, just like Krishna loves Radharani, very dear to him. And because your mind and body is fully dedicated to Krishna, that is why you have got that transcendental desire to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Unless one is dedicated to Krishna, one will never desire to know about Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is the qualification. To hear about the glories of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, basically one is to be a devotee of Lord Krishna. Then Shiva is telling, Yasyaste bhakti prajaraj putre Sridharikayam chahrehe samayam Tasyasti chaitanya kathadhikaro Harera bhaktasya nave kadachit. Very clear. He is telling that those who have got the bhakti, those who have got the bhakti at the lotus feet of the son of Krishna, son of Nanda Maharaj, and also at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So these people, they have got the adhikar, they have got the qualification to hear the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who are not the devotees of Krishna, they lack the qualification to hear about Lord Chaitanya. Then he is telling that, so telling so many things, I just tell you because in 1 hour I have 1 hour, right, maximum. So I have to be limited. I have to make it short. He is telling that Jayeva Bhagavan Krishna Radhika Prana Vallabha Srishtado Sajagannatho Gora Asin Maheshwari. Oh my dear Parvati, actually in the beginning of the creation, Srishtado Sajagannatha, the Lord of the universe, Krishna, Jagannath, he was actually Gaura, was Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Kevalam Srishtadu Sajagannatha Gaura Asana Maheshwari. He was present in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the dear, Lord Krishna, who is very dear to Srimati Radharani. And Kevalam Krishna Suddha Chaitanyam Tadeva Sitra Paranane Tasmatum Krishna Chaitanyam Pravatanti Manishana. So he was known as Krishna Chaitanya also, because he was Krishna and he was in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so everybody used to call him Krishna Chaitanya. Then he is paying the obeisances to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I would also like to request you to please recite this and pray Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Paratmane namastasme Sarvakarana hetave Adidevaya Gauraya Satchidananda Rupine. So he is the Paramatma and he is the prime cause of all the causes, and he was the original Lord. He is Satchidananda and he is in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Then Lord Shiva is quoting a nice event or story from to Parvati Devi. Now the story begins. Everyone is interested to hear this story. The story goes like this. Ekada Bhagavan Devi Nagarajo Mahamanaha Svetadipam Yajo Yatra Vishnu Rashtre Trilokapaha. Once upon a time, Nagaraj, the Ananda Dev, who is holding the unlimited universes on his hood, so he went to the Svetadipa, where Mahavishnu is there. And after going there, Tam Pranamya Mahavahum Sahasram Vadanam Vibhum. So then he offered his obeisances. Then Stutva Purusa Suktena Vyapruchat Vihitanjali. Then in order to please him, he was reciting, he was chanting Purusa Sutta by holding hands. Then Ananda Deva is telling to Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Narayana Daya Sindho Sarvagya Bhakta Vaschala Anugrahanate Natha Vibharmi Pradibim Imam. Oh my dear Narayana, the ocean of mercy, all know of Sarvagya, and you are very much affectionate to your devotees. So by your mercy, my Lord, I have traveled the whole universe. You see. Kripaya tava devesa drishtam sarvam characharam Radha Madhaviyor Leelam drashtum ichchami sampradam. By your mercy, I have seen everything all over the world. But right now, I have a great, intense desire to see their Lordship Sri Radha Madhava and their pastimes. Prasadat charanabhyasya khirudatanaya pate sarvatra ramaham deva ramyam vrindavanam vina. By your mercy, I have gone everywhere. But I have not gone so far to Ramya Vrindavan Dham, Golok Vrindavan. Vrindavan Dham, where Radha, Krishna, they are residing with their wonderful devotees there. So, Tadaham Gantam Ichchami Dhama Shettam Mahavanam, and I would like to go to Vrindavan. That's my desire. So, how can I go? Kadham Gantam Hi Satnomi Kripayata Pradaswame. How can I go there? Please tell me. Now, after hearing this from Anandadev, Mahavishnu is smiling and looking at him. Acha. Then Bhagavan is telling him, Nagaraj Mahabuddhe Katham Te Vatiridrasi. I understood that you were the most intelligent person. But now I can see that, your buddhi, your intelligence is completely something else. And you are trying, Suna Seva Samasitya Vabhim Tatumichasi. Just like one is trying to cross the material ocean by holding the tail of a dog. How ridiculous it is. So it is in the same way, it is also ridiculous that you are trying to go to Golok Vrindavan Dham to see Radha Madhava and their pastimes. How it is possible? Kimba tvaya krutam punyam tapo va dharani dharaha. Oh. What kind of austerities you have performed in your life? What is the potency of your austerity? What kind of pious activities, piety you have accumulated? Radha Krishna yor dhama gantum ichchasi sundaram. And you are trying to go to the dham of Radha Krishna Golok Vrindavan. How ridiculous it is. See? Just like a dwarf is trying to catch the moon. It is ridiculous. Similarly, your desire to go to Golok Vrindavan and have the darshan of Radha Madhava and their pastimes is similarly ridiculous. Gantum samarthano yatra Brahma lokapitamaha. Brahma cannot go there for sure. What to speak of Brahma? Aham chapalako Vishnu Matyadevo Maheshwaraha. Even myself, and the Palanakarta, the maintainer, Vishnu, I cannot go there. Lord Shiva also cannot go there. Najayato samartho bhut garvadokati vibhu. Even Garvadokasai Vishnu cannot dare to go there. Na samartha Mahavishnu Karanadhipatim Swayam. Mahavishnu Karanadhipati Vishnu also cannot go there. And you are trying to go there. You see. Then he is describing the Swarupa or the nature of this Vrindavan Dham, Golok Vrindavan Dham. And then he says, all right, after actually chastising, you can say, or after criticizing, if such type of criticism, if we hear from our temple president, oh, you are not qualified to go to Vrindavan, finish. What? I am not qualified. But he tolerated everything very nicely because he understood that when Vishnu is telling something means, it means really something. He does not speak from past. So, after hearing all these things, he is telling actually, you are less intelligent. Here it is telling. Drashtum na yogyam kasmatvam drashtum ichhasi chalvadhi. You are being so less intelligent, you are trying to see Radha Madhava and their dham. Keep it quiet and accept it. Yes, I am like that. Then Mahavishnu is telling, Tathapi sadhu varyam tvam manye nagadhipo yayam. Oh my dear Ananda Nagaraj, still I consider you. Although you are very less intelligent, but still I consider you are the greatest sadhu. You are a big devotee actually. I consider you as a big devotee because Sri Radha Krishna Lilayam Vidrusi Teruchi Bhavet, because you have got such a pure desire to see their Lord Sri Radha Madhava and their Dham and their Lila. So you are definitely a great devotee of the Lord. So I accept you as a sadhuva. But my dear Ananta Nagaraj, Koti Kalparjite Punya Vaishnavasyan Mahamate, by accumulating so much of punya, not ordinary punya, the different type of pious activities, karma vimukhi punya, jnana vimukhi punya, and bhaktya vimukhi punya. Govinda Maharaj always used to say, remember that. So, bhaktya vimukhi punya, if you do karma vimukhi punya, karma oriented punya, then you will take birth in a big family, you'll open hospitals, this, that. This is the karma vimukhi punya. And jnana vimukhi punya means you become a very knowledgeable person, try to understand God through knowledge, 90, like that. But bhaktya vimukhi punya means suppose a dog is there and you have thrown Mahaprasadam after you have thrown your plate, and whatever remnant is there, the dog is coming and eating. That is bhaktya vimukhi punya. Or a drunk person, completely alcoholic, when the drunk person saw that devotees are doing the Harinam in the street, they also dance. Jagai Madhe, they were also dancing like that by completely getting alcoholic. So this is bhaktya vimukhi punya. If we have accumulated so much of punya, you see, then one can become a Vaishnava actually. Satsanga labhate pumbhi sukruti purvasanchite. One can become a devotee, or one can get the association of devotees if you have a lot of karma like that, punya vimukhi karma. So he is telling that koti kalparjite punya Vaishnavas yan mahamate. By accumulating lot of punya, bhakti oriented punya, then one can become a Vaishnava after accumulating so many lifetimes, koti lifetimes. Tastada syad Radhika Krishna Lilasu Ruchiruttama. Then one can get the taste to hear or to see the pastimes or the glories of Radha and Krishna. Then that person is considered as Jivan Mukta. But my dear boy, Vinasi Gopika Sangam Kalpakoti Satam Param. Savanat Kirtanat Vishnu Naradha Krishna Mahapriya. But unless one gets the mercy of the gopis, unless one gets the shelter of the lotus feet of the gopis, no matter how many kalpa, how many births we have cultivated, the Navada Bhakti, Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Varchanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atma Nivedanam, that is not sufficient to get the service of the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Krishna. No matter how much you chant, no matter how much you do puja, that is not sufficient. Then what is sufficient then? That's very difficult. It's not an easy question. Even Mahavishnu has to think twice. Oh, even my own wife, Lakshmi also, for her also it is difficult to get the shelter of the gopis, because she didn't want to take shelter of the gopis. She was thinking, I am Pakshavilasini, I am Vishnu, I am Vaikuntadishwari. Why should I be the maid servant of the gopis? No, you need to be a maid servant of the gopis. Then only you can go to Vrindavan. So she didn't want to. So she couldn't go to Rasasthali. Till now she is doing austerity in Vrindavan. See, but somehow or other, Lord Shiva managed to go there. He became a gopi, Gopeshwara Mahadev. So he was thinking, then Mahavishnu is telling a very, very important thing. Gopi Sangam Nachapuloti, no matter what you do, Sri Gaura Charanadrite, if you are not attached to the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, you cannot get the shelter of the gopis. No matter what you do. So what you should do now, the Tasmatvam Sarvabhavena Sri Gauram Bhajasarvada. So by somehow or other, now by your heart and soul, you please worship, please try to please Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And those who Gauranga Charanam Bhoja Makaranda Madhubrata Sadharena Vina Radham Krishnam Prapsasi Nishchitam. So, those who are actually like those who are very attached to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like the bumblebee getting attached to the lotus flower in order to get the makaranda, the essence. So if somebody is attached to the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so for him there is no need of any other sadhana. That itself, serving Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is enough actually to get the shelter of the gopis. So now you go and worship him or try to please him. Yahi turnam navadvipam bhajagoram kripanidhim. Okay, where should I go now? Where can I find Gauranga Mahaprabhu? No, you go immediately, you go to Navadvipa Dham. Mayapur Dham, Navadvip Dham you go. And bhajagoram kripanidhi. Please, do the bhajan of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who is the ocean of mercy. And if you have the desire to go to Ramya Vrindavan Dham to have darshan of Radha Krishna. Then he is telling, Radhika Vallabha Krishna Bhaktanam Priya Kamyaya. In order to benefit the devotees, Lord Krishna, Radhika Vallabha Krishna, Srimad Gauranga Rupena Rabadvipe Virajate. So that Lord Krishna is present in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Navadvip Dham. In order to benefit Hitakamyaya. For the well-being of the devotees, he is always present in his original abode, in his eternal abode, that is called Navadvip Dham. And why is he present there? Gopi Bhava Pradhanartham Bhagavan Nanda Nandanaha. In order to give the Gopi Bhava, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is there. How is there? Bhakta Vesa Bharaha. He is in the form of a devotee. Santo is very peaceful. And Vibhujo, he has 200 forms. And Gaura Vigraha. And his bodily complexion is like the molten gold. Ajanam Vidabhujas Charu Ruchirananaha Krishne Mangalam Nama Gayan Uchevya Yasyacha. And he is Ajanam Vidabhuja. Ajanam Vidabhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtane Kapitana Kamalayataksho Vishwam Bharo Dijabaro Jagadharmapalo Bande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavadaro. This form is there. And always chanting his own name, Krishna, 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 Krishna. But don't get confused when he is not chanting Krishna's name, he is chanting something else. What is he chanting? Gopi, 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 Japan Neva Kochit, Kochit. So sometimes he is chanting Gopi, 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 Gopi. In the mood of Radharani, in the mood of the gopis, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu was upset with Krishna, he was not chanting in the name of Krishna. He was so annoyed. He was in the mood of the gopis, he was chanting Gopi, 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 Gopi. This is a long story, I will not go for that. That's another chapter. But he was chanting Gopi, Gopi. So when you see that he is chanting Gopi, 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 don't get confused. Even the friends of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the classmates, they were confused. We came to know that he had become a Vaishnava. Now, when we come here to see him, this person is not chanting the name of Krishna. He is chanting Gopi, 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 Gopi. What is this? And even they dare to advise him. Oh, Gauranga, what is this? We have come to know that you have become a Vaishnava. The Vaishnavas, they chant the name of Krishna. And if you chant the name of the gopis, will you be delivered? Please chant the name of Krishna. Then Gauranga Mahaprabhu becomes more disturbed. What did you say? Whose name I should chant? The dacoit? At the age of 7, only he was at 7 years old, and he killed Putana, who came to feed her breast. I chant his name, who cheated Bali, who took the side of Bali, took the side of Sugriva. I'll chant his name. Then he took a big danda, big bamboo, and he chased them. And somehow or other, they could escape. So you can see that they were confused. Here, Mahavishnu is telling to Anantadagra, don't get confused by the chanting Gopi, 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 Gopi. He is Lord Chaitanya only. And then sometimes he's not always Adamanu with the Bhujo Kanakabadato, or he's not having his beautiful hair and all. Sometimes you may see him seven-headed, completely, bald, sannyasi rupa. You may see him as a sannyasi holding danda and kamandalu. And sometimes you may see him that he is giving knowledge, giving transcendental knowledge to his followers. And sometimes he is completely in the mood of ecstasy. A lot of ecstatic symptoms are manifested in his body. So, in this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is residing in Navadip Dham. So, please go and worship him if you are desirous to go to Vrindavan and have darshan of Radha Krishna. Hearing all these things, Nagaraj paid his obeisances and did not wait for a single moment, and immediately he rushed to Navadip Mayapur Dham. How many of you have gone to Navadip Dham? Oh, and those who have not gone, please rush. Don't delay so much. You see, Nagaraj is very intelligent. He is going to Vrindavan. Then here Parvati is asking to Shiva, Putra Vaisa Navadvipo Yatra Kovra Virajate. Just like when I told you, you rush to Navadip Dham, you may be thinking, where is Navadip Dham? The similar question was asked by Parvati. Putra Vaisa Navadvipo, where is Navadip Dham? Where Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu is residing. And Nagarajo Vajar Kathas Tatra Kinchakara Mahamati. And when Nagaraj went there, Anta Nagaraj, what did he do? You see, natural question. Then Tat Sarvam Katyanam Natha Mahayogin Kripanide. Oh my dear Mahayogi, you know everything because you are a great yogi. So everything you please tell me. Goredi Mangalam Nama Machittam Ridambala. Actually, I am very much interested to hear the names of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Actually, when you are chanting Gauranga, my heart is getting attracted. My heart is melting. See, this is the glory of the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Whether you understand him or not, whether you understand his glories or not, whether you understand his pastimes or not, if you hear the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, if you hear the pastimes of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, even the most sinful person's heart will be melted. So, and Parvati Devi is the greatest devotee, Parama Vaishnavi. Naturally, her heart was getting melted. She's telling, yes, my heart is stolen by that name. So, Vrindavanasya Mahatmam Sudam Vistarato Maya. You see, by your mercy, and you have actually told me the glories of Vrindavan Dham. Now, please, Navadvipasya Mahatmam Bhadadevi Digambara. Oh, my dear Shiva, Lord Shiva, Digambara is completely naked. So, it doesn't even bother to even take dhotis and uttariya and kurta. It's completely ecstatic, absorbed in Gaura Prema. So please tell me the glories of Navadip Dham. And Lord Shiva became very happy. Then maybe Parvati Devi was little far. He pulled practically Parvati Devi and put her on his lap and he embraced her and trying to now he's telling Devim Alingya Tam Durvam Ahocha Swadaram Bacha. Then he's telling the glories of the Lord. Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sunu Gori Pravachami Sarva Papa Pranasanam. Oh my dear Gori, now I am telling you, please hear. And this will eradicate all type of sin from everyone. Navadvipasya Mahatmam Saprema Bhaktidam Janam. And the glories of Navadvipa Dham, which gives the Prema Bhakti to the human beings. Yatha Vrindavanam Dham Sri Krishna Sri Kripanidehe Navadvipa Tadha Kante Satyam Satyam Padamyaham. Just like Vrindavan Dham is very, very dear to Lord Krishna. Similarly, this Navadvip Dham is also similarly very, very dear. And Satyam Satyam Padamyam, I am telling you the truth again and again. Yad yad yadvat vrindavane ramye Sri Krishna radhaya saha Reme bhaktanandakaraha tattvat dvipeda sada. Just like Lord Krishna is enjoying his pastimes with Srimati Radharani in Ramya Vrindavan, similarly, Lord Krishna in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he is enjoying his pastimes with his devotees and Navadvip Dham. And then he is telling about the different symptoms of the Dham, different glories of this Dham. And Ganga Yamunayo Madhye Deepaha Paramasobhana Yasya Smarana Matrenaha Sri Radha Krishna Yorati. So in that Dham, if you just remember that Dham, one can get attachment towards the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Yadi Tirtha Sahasrani Paryatanti Narachitaho Navadvipam Vina Devi Naradham Krishna Mahapriya. No matter, you may have traveled the whole globe with different tirthas, all the tirthas, but unless you have gone to Navadvip Dham, you cannot get Radha Krishna. And in one just corner of the Navadvip Dham, Dvipasya Ekadesya Tirthani Sapani Cha Visayo Munayo Deva Tatha Siddha Sramani Cha. In one corner of the Dham, all the devotees are actually present in Navadvip Dham. All the Siddha, Asrama, Banani, Parvat, the mountains, all the holy mountains, holy rivers, holy kundas, all the Munis and Mahatmas and Devatas, the mantras, Veda, Shastra, they are all present in Navadvip Dham to please Sister Radha and Krishna. And then, if somebody is just remembering Navadvipasya Swarana, this, Sakrit Yadi Navadvipam Samsareyu Naradhama. Even the most sinful person, most fallen person, if he remembers Navadvip Dham, even for once, just Sakrit means just once, Sadhavaste Tatayashu Satyam Satyam Parvati. Oh my dear Parvati, that person, although he may be very, very sinful, but if he is remembering Navadvip Dham, he is considered as a sadhu only. Desam dine dine bhaktir bardhate natra samsaya. And that person's bhakti gets increased day by day. Desam padarajam putaha saptadvipa vasundhara. And with the dust of the lotus feet of that person, the whole Dharitri, the Dharitri Mata considers herself very, very fortunate. There is another thing. Ye vasanti Navadvipe manavaha gaura devataha. And those who are residing in Navadvip Dham, as accepting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their only worshipable Lord, they are completely dedicated at the lotus feet of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and serving him. So these persons, nachate manava geyaha, don't consider them as human beings. Sri Gaurasya Chapasadaha. They are the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not that anyone who is residing in Navadvip Dham, but a person who is residing in the Dham completely sold to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 24 hours a day, every moment is remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and dedicated for his service. You see, so that type of person, even if he is not residing in the Dham, if the Dham is residing in his heart, and if that person is actually dedicated to the service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that person should not be considered as a human being. Rather, that person should be considered as this Parsada of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, as an associate of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And if you remember such type of person, Desam Smaranamatrena Mahapadakino Picha. If a most simple person also remembers that person, you see, Satyam Suddhanti, immediately he becomes purified. King Punar Darsanadibhi. And if you get the darshan of such devotees, what to speak of that? I know, some devotees are there. Those who are completely surrendered to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you won't find difficulty in finding such devotees. Srila Prabhupada is told that, such type of person is considered as a Parsada. He has told someone, okay, he was the associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please arrange his citizenship in India. Correct? So if you remember such type of person, even once, he will be completely purified from all kinds of sin. And if you have his darshan, imagine, you see. Navadvipasya mahatmam panchamir vadaniraham ing varnayamina sahasrair vadaniralam. Then Lord Shiva is telling, just in my 5 mouths, Pancharanam, how can I describe the glory of Navadvip Dham? Anandadev, who has got unlimited mouths, Sahasravadanam Vishnu, Sahasravadanam Prabhu, he is also not able to finish the glory of the Navadvip Dham, who he is explaining. Then he is telling that Dhamasarasya Krishnasya Vrindaram Vishya Sailaje Arohanasya Sopanam Navadvipam Vidurbudha. Actually, those who want to go to Vrindavan, so this Navadvip Dham is a gateway to Vrindavan. Actually, if you don't go to Vrindavan Dham, no matter what kind of flight ticket you have or train ticket you have, you can't go to Vrindavan. And if you do not find Vrindavan in Navadvip, you cannot find Vrindavan in Vrindavan. Then, Tatra Gatva Navadvipe Nagaraj Dhutavrata. In a very determined way, Nagaraj went there, and for about 10 million years, he was worshipping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting his holy name and worshipping him and like that. One time what happened? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased, open, Anantanagara. Tata Prasanna Bhagavan Sri Gauro Jagadishwaraha Darshayamasa Swam Rupam Anantaya Mahatmane. So Lord Chaitanya, Varanga Mahaprabhu became pleased and he appeared in front of Nagaraj. Then by seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nagaraj immediately what he did? He paid his prostrated obeisances. Nanama Dandavata Bhumma Uthaya Vitanjali. Then he slowly trying to get up with folding hands. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking wonderful. Tapta, Jamrada Prakcha, Charu Padma, Padadvayam, Kotindu, Padanakaram, Kotyadita Samudvalam, Vanamala, Vasitangam, Srivastho, Jalavakhyasam, Chomavastratharam Devam, Koti Kandarpa Mohanam, Amse, Lyasta Vavitamcha, Chandananga the Bhusanam, Ajanu Damita Bhujam, Tulasi Malatharanam. Describing how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking. Then another day we actually started. He is praying now, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tamadidevo Jagadeka Karanam. Oh my dear Lord, you are the Adideva and you are the supreme cause of this whole universe. Swarat Dayalu Purusaha Sanatana. You are supremely independent. Swarat Dayalu, you are very merciful. Purusaha, you are the only Purusa. And Sanatana, you are eternal. Agner Swalinga Ibade Mahatmana Jivanti Jiva Suramanava Dayaha. So all these Mahatmas and every living entities, they are coming from you. And because of you only, I have taken birth. You are the source of me also. Then he is telling, Yaktva Paratman Bhavata Padambujam Sevam Mahanandakarim Subhapradhan. So those who have given up the devotional service at your lotus feet, who is actually full of pleasure, anandam, then, and what they do, Jnanaya Yevai Satatam Parishramam, and they are cultivating knowledge, naiti like this. So what they are doing, Gurubandhi Desham Sramayi Vakevalam. They are simply wasting their time and simply working hard without any fruits. Vihaya Dasyam Satapatra Lochanam Jaske Kamichanti Jamadi Sadhane. And those who give up your service and they are trying to become one with you, they want to merge with you. So such type of people, Nathe Pratibhyam Paripakva Buddhayo. See, their buddhi, their intelligence is not mature. They are immature people. Yasmad Bhavat Dasya Sukhena Vanchita. Because they are bereft, they are deprived of the pleasure of the devotional service at your lotus feet. So, Videhi Dasyam Vaidina Bandho, please give me your devotional service at your lotus feet. Nakin Ichchami Bhavat Padam Bhujat. And I do not know anything else other than this. Tatpada Padma Savatutta Manase Kim Sulabham Kiti Pavanakhyudo. And if somebody gets the nectar of your lotus feet, then what is nothing impossible for him. Everything he can get. So in that way he was praying, and then finally Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling him that he's there. Again he's saying, Namastubhyam Bhagavate Satchidananda Muttaye Bhaktalare Padabjaya Tatta Jamuna Datvise. Then he's telling, my dear Lord, just like very kindly you have given your darshan here at the Gauranga Mahaprabhu in this Navadvip Dham. My humble prayer is that I would like to go to Vrindavan and have your darshan, just like you reside there in Vrindavan as Radha and Krishna. So that was the main idea, why he went to Vrindavan. So he's telling that. Then Mahaprabhu is telling, oh, I am happy. Tushtoham, Semayananta, by your service, I am very happy, O my dear Ananta. You are my best devotee. And you see, where you have come and you are worshipping me and you are having my darshan. This Navadvip Dham was created by Srimati Radharani. And just like Vrindavan Dham is very dear to me, this Navadvip Dham is also very dear to me, similarly. And just like I am there in Vrindavan Dham with Srimati Radharani, so similarly, in one body, I am present here in this Navadvip Dham with Gauranga Mahaprabhu. They combinedly, Radha and Krishna. Just like Yatha Vrindavanam Tyaktva Gacchami Natya Kutrajit, just like I do not go away from Vrindavan, even one step away from Vrindavan, similarly I never leave Navadvip Dham. And I will appear here in this form, in this Navadvip Dham, in Kali Yuga, Prathama Charana. And that time, you will also appear with me. And whenever I will appear in this material world, you will be coming. When I will come as Ramachandra, that time you will be Lakshmana. And when I will come in Vrindavan as Krishna, you will be my elder brother, Balaram. And in this Dham, is talking about, in this Dham, when I will appear as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that time you will be Nityananda Prabhu. Nityam Pradhu Bhavishyasi. Tvam Samtajya Kranamapi Nachadisthami Manadav. And I will not leave you. You will be always with me. Kalpantare Karishkacha. Asmin Navadipe, Asmin Dipe Mahachitra Jadaham Partidei Sure. When I will be requested, I will be prayed by the great souls like Advaitacharya, Srivas Thakur and all. By hearing their prayers, I will appear in this form, in this Dham. Then that time, you will be appearing as Lord Nityananda. Nityananda Mahakayo Bhutva Sankirtane Rataha. That time you will be Nityananda, you will be engaged in my Sankirtanam, and Vimudhan Bhakti Rahitan No Bhaktan Karishyasi. And that time, those who are actually, they are not favorable to my lotus feet, not favorable to the devotional service, Pasandra, Papanda. To them also you turn them into great devotees. And then, you want to go to Vrindavan? No. But the ticket is not free of cost. You have to do something for me. You have to perform a seva for me. Mamaiva nityam lilanam saram uddhritya sammate kritva susamvita jivan sarvan bhaktataman guru. So now you have to write a book. By actually taking the essence of my lila, of my lila and also the glories of this dham, you make a samvita. By hearing all these things, then what he did? Madhava is telling to Parvati. By getting this order, immediately he paid his obeisances and he wrote a book. And he offered that book to Krishna, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Tameva samvidam sadbhi jagannatha padam duje nivedya paraya bhaktya kritartho gun mahamati. So he offered that books to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu read that book. Immediately, one after another, one page after another page, he became very pleased and he said, okay. Now this book is actually written, this book is being, the whole pastimes and the glories of my dham and mine, my unlimited glories, my ananta glories, is spoken by in the unlimited mouth of Ananda Dev. See, that is why the name of this book will be, the name of this Samhita will be Ananda Samhita. Then Shiva is telling to Parvati, oh my dear Parvati, you asked me now how this book came about. So I am telling you. Now one time what happened, Lord Vishnu, he became very merciful to the living entities and he gave this book to Brahma for propagation. You see, then later on, I got some trouble. When there was Samudra Manthan, so all the people, even Lord Narayana and everyone, they took all good things. Narayana took Lakshmi, Vaidavata Hasti was taken by Indra, Uchesava Hasti, and like that. The nectars, all the demigods they drank. But then also the poison came out. So now, due to the poison, everybody was thinking, oh my God, now we'll be finished, what to do. So then, someone advised, maybe Brahma, maybe please pack this in a nice way and take to Lord Shiva. Then they brought the poison to me. Then I was looking at you that time, you remember very well, just see everything, all the good things are taken by the demigods. And now the poison is for me. What to do now? Then you told me, well my dear, you are capable of drinking this. You can digest this. So for the betterment of the living entities and all the demigods, somehow or other you drink this. So I drank. It's not that it was like a lassi or anything like that. No, I was having a lot of trouble. You see. Kripaya pambahe sani dadod samhidam param visapana visannaya madhyam kalpantare sati. So when I was suffering, due to the influence of that poison, I became nilakantha. My throat was burning like anything. So that time, actually, in another kalpa, Bhisena Dajjamanena Mukhinartha Lord Vishnu gave to me also. Mahavishnu gave this Samhita to me. And I am reading this. So what is happening? When I am reading this actually, Ananda Samhita, the nectar is emanating from this book. And when I am chanting the name of Gauranga, so similarly, incessantly the nectar is flowing from the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Govinda, 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 Makaranda. So similarly, and this Makaranda, this nectar is coming all the way to my throat. And it is actually taking away all the pain, all the problems. And I am completely satisfied. All the burning sensation is over. And not only that, there is another benefit I have got because of the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and the Samhita. The Samhita is that one time Krishna told me, Shivaji, you have to do a job for me. What did that Prabhu have to do? No. See, there are some non-devotees. They are completely envious of me. They don't accept my form. They always criticize the devotees. They are always against bhakti. So in order to bewilder them, you create a philosophy called Mayavad. And this Mayavad is nothing but my blasphemy only. Blasphemy means. And these people will be affected by your philosophy and they will go away from devotees because they don't like to be with the devotees. They criticize so much. And my devotees will be peacefully chanting the name of God, name of mine and dancing in ecstasy. So please do that. And what is that Mayavad Shastra? That Mayavad Shastra is nothing but actually this is Mayavadam Asat Shastram. What is that? Mayavadam Asat Shastram Prachannam Bodham Uchyate. It is Asat Shastra. Full of Krishna Nindanam. It is full of Krishna Ninda. So I was feeling guilty. Although I did this service to the Lord, but then he could have given to somebody else. I am a pure devotee. Why did he give to me? Why that nasty service to me? I was feeling guilty. So then, after chanting the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and reading this Ananda Samhita, I am completely free from all guilt. and I become a pure devotee. He's telling. Snigdham pavitram sambhutam aham bhagavato mohanayat divanam mukhanam sundari mayavadam asat sastram jatkritam krishnanandanam tatpapebhyo vimuktoham kritartoham varanane tubhyam vadanuraptaya prakkalpe pradadavima. You are telling you are hearing first time from me the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. No, it is not true. I have told you, I have actually taught you this Ananta Samhita. I have told you the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu before also. Because you are Jnanamayi and because you are Stri, Nari, so you have actually forgotten. You have a forgetfulness by nature. So that is why you have forgotten. So once again, Asyam Varnaya Masa Krishna Ridam Monoramam Srimad Gauranga Charitam Radha Krishnantikam Pradam. So again I am telling you, my dear Parvatari. So this is how Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Lord Shiva, is explaining everything to Parvati Devi. Yasya Sravanamatrena Patanat Patanat Sive Gaurangam Sachidanandam Bhaktanam Samalokya Navadvipe Bahu Kalpadikam Priye Usitvatat Prasadena Kapi Buddha Maheshwari. So in that way, he is telling that by hearing and by teaching these things, one gets the mercy of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and by his mercy, one can get the Gopi Bhava. Actually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only came for this. Jadi Gaura na hoito, kemana dharidam de. Radha Mahima Prema Gunasima Jagate Janato Ke. Who could have actually told, or who could have actually manifested, or who could have glorified so much about Srimati Radharani? Brinda Vipina, what is this song? Madhuri. Brinda Varaja Vipina Madhuri. Anyway, the point is that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have not come, Pravesa Chaturi Sa, Brinda Vipina Varaja Madhuri Pravesa Chaturi Sa, Varaja Juvati Bhavera Bhavati Samati Hoita Ka. So, my point is that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have not come, who could have taught the art of actually entering into Vrindavan? Who could have taught the Bhava Bhakti of the Gopis? So Mahaprabhu mainly came for that. And that is our purpose. Every day we are doing Tulasi Arati twice a day, Prabhupada is introduced. And that sets the goal of our life, the goal of this Vaishnava devotees, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namo. Radha Krishna Seva Bhavo Ei Abhilasi. We are all interested to get the service of Radha Krishna. Je tomar saran loy tar vansha purna hoy. If somebody takes shelter of your lotus feet, then his desire gets fulfilled. Je tomar saran loy tar vansha purna hoy. Kripa kari koro tare Vrindavan vasi. Then only one can enter into Vrindavan Dham. Moro ei abhilas vilas kunje diovas. My desire is that I would like to go to Vrindavan. And I would like to serve Vilas Kunja Diyavas in Vilas Kunja. Vilas Kunja Diyavas, correct? Noyane Herigo Sota Jugal Rupurasi. I would also like to see the Jugal Rupurasi of Radha Krishna. Ei Nivedana Dhara, Sakir Anugata Kara. That you make me a maid servant, you make me a subservient of the Gopis. Kripakari Koromare, what is that? Seva Adhikar Diya Koromare, Dasi. Just to become a dasa is not sufficient. One has to become a dasi. And that is how it is possible. Only by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And only by the Saraswati Park, who is also coming from South India, the brother of Venkata Bhatta and the uncle of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, in Chaitanya Chandramrita is telling one poem, one few lines. Acharya Dharmam, Paricharya Vishnu, Vicharya Tirthani, Vicharya Vedam, Vinanga Gaura Priya Pada Sevam, Vedati Dusprapya Padam Vidanti. No matter how perfectly you are performing the duties of Varnasrama Dharma, You see, according to your varna and according to your asrama, that is not sufficient to get the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. No matter how perfectly you are worshipping Vishnu, Om the Vishnu, Om Paramam Padagam Sada Vasyanti Sura, Bhatti Bajao, Puja Karo. Not sufficient. Vicharya Tirthani, no matter how many tirthas you have travelled from Kanyakumari to Himalaya and from Dwarkapuri to Jagannath Puri, that is also not going to give you the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Vicharya Vedan, or you analyze the Vedas scrutinizingly, that is also not sufficient. What you have to do? Bina Gaura Priya Pada Seva. You have to worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. You cannot worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bypassing his devotees. And by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and by the mercy of his devotees, now there are unlimited devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moving around all over the world. And they're dancing. They're worshipping the deities. They're preaching the glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is ISKCON. So by serving the devotees of ISKCON, but this is the thing. Because the devotees of Chaitanya, the devotees of ISKCON, they are serving, they are completely dedicated to serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we serve the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in ISKCON, and of course outside ISKCON also, institution-wise, but they are all the devotees of Krishna. But we can see that Prabhupada has created so many devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Simply serve the devotees, and then you will be qualified one day to get the Gopi Bhava. And then after that you go to Vrindavan and serve Radha Krishna. But without bypassing Navadip and bypassing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, it is impossible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. After that, Parvati is asking, okay, Mahaprabhu told that this dham was created by Radharani. Now please tell me, how Radharani created this dham? For what purpose and when and how? That we will discuss some other time.
You want to ask any questions?
Yes, sir.
Ananta Samhita, he has written. Prior to that, 10,000 million years he prayed, Ananta Shesha.
Yeah.
Okay. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. The gap period, what is any approximately, do you have any idea?
See, this discussion in between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Anantadev, this has taken place before Tritiya Yuga also. You understand? That is why he is telling, when I come as a Rama, you will come as a Lakshmana. Even this Vrindavan Dham was not manifested at that time. Originally, when we are talking about the Vrindavan Dham here in this Ananta Samhita, this is actually the Ramya Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. So when Krishna said that, okay, let us go to the earthly planet. Now Radharani says, I want to go to our earthly planet because there is no Govardhan and there is no Radhakunda, no Syamakunda, so I won't enjoy. So practically, Lord Krishna, before he comes, he had sent his dham also here.
Created everything.
He had created, he was actually the replica of the expansion of the spiritual world, the Golok Vrindavan. But this is known as, this is Golok Vrindavan only, but the replica of Golok Vrindavan, so this is known as the Bhoma Vrindavan. So this discussion has taken place long before all this. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, who has compiled
this? Another Samhita is another Samhita, but somehow this was found out by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. But it looks like even prior to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, this book was available. That is why there is a book in Orissa called Gauranga Bhagavad. At least I found that. But that means it was quite popular. But unfortunately, due to the influence of the British and due to the influence of the Mughals and all, many of our Vedic literatures, it's not available. And thanks to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, somehow he has found this, and he is quoting all these things. So our faith, or our faith in the sense, those who do not know so much about the glories of, Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Rupa Goswami and all other people, the common man, I mean to say the layman. The layman, at least they have got the faith on the Shastra. So on this basis of the Shastra, one can at least try to understand that Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Krishna. Navadip Dham is non-different from Vrindavan Dham. If somebody has faith in Shastra, if somebody has got no faith in Shastra, I do not know how to help. Maybe Prasadam can help.
There is time.